Like many, I was surprised to find video on Instagram of a woman being arrested for feeding pigeons. Now, obviously, they're horrible creatures. I can't say I'm a fan of pigeons, and I appreciate that you may want to limit the feeding of such animals. Rats with wings is what a lot of people say they are, and I can't particularly say I disagree. But people do like feeding pigeons. I always remember Mary Poppins, Feed the Birds. That's what I always think of. One of my earliest memories of London is being in Trafalgar Square and being in some of the royal parks with swarms of pigeons. They see you and they descend upon you. It was almost scary. So I can't say I particularly miss the swarms of pigeons that we had in London many years ago, and Ken Livingstone poisoned a lot of them and sorted out that problem. Do I like them? No. Do I understand why people enjoy feeding them? Yes, it's like when you go to a duck pond and kids love throwing bread to the ducks, which apparently is harmful now. But two things really surprised me about this video. One was the number of officials required to arrest a dangerous woman waving breadcrumbs at birds. They weren't all police officers. From my reckoning, there was 4 or 5 police officers and 2 or 3 enforcement officers. But the idea that you need 7 people to arrest a peaceful woman for feeding pigeons is quite descriptive of the modern police. Get your house burgled, they'll tell you to get a stronger lock. They won't even turn up to it. Get your phone stolen, they'll tell you to call and get a code. Get your bike stolen with a tracker when it's parked outside of the Metropolitan Police's head office, and they will pointedly refuse to investigate it until a newspaper writes to them, when they will reopen the inquiry before quietly shutting it down. Because real police work stopping real crimes just is too much hard work these days. English Criminal Law 101 used to be that a crime was a criminal offence to a real person. What person was there an offence against when she fed these birds? Was it because it's dirty? Well, strangely, when I looked at that video, I realised I could find it on Google Maps, because it's right next to the post office and the police station. Not the old police station that is now, I think, a block of flats from what I could see, because I went down to have a little look and see exactly what was going on in this little piece of paradise being ruined by pigeon feeding. And what did I find? I found drunks. I found people smoking drugs. I saw people urinating against the church that you can see in the background now. This is not some wonderful little square, some piazza of paradise. This is a grubby, dirty area in the heart of a run-down section of Harrow, where public urination, public alcohol consumption, public drug consumption, and public flouting of the laws is perfectly normal. And unless I just happen to turn up on a crazy day, seem to be pretty much par for the course. Well, somebody sits there playing music at a very loud volume, and let's face it, we always know when people sit with a loudspeaker or radio playing music in public, it's never Chopin, is it? It's always rubbish. So, an area where people are dancing in the street, spitting on the street, smoking marijuana, drunk off their faces and urinating against the walls at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. The real problem is a middle-class white woman feeding pigeons. Well, don't worry. They won't throw the book at all the people who committed real crimes, but they will fine £100 and harass and threaten a woman whose only crime and sin seems to be to feed birds. How dare she like birds? Now, clearly the police decided to enforce a law that day. When I popped down there to have a look, they weren't enforcing any laws about drug abuse, public alcoholism, public disorder, public nuisance. I guess they were the wrong people? Or maybe it just spiraled out of control because they knew she wouldn't cause her any trouble. She was just going to ask what the problem was. How dare she ask what the problem was? But this is a perfect picture of what's wrong with policing in London today. If you agree, hit that subscribe button.